Yes. Yes, very good. All right, dudes. That's going to do it for Space News. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to play KSP now, and we're going to launch our own rockets into space over there. I have to finish a mission. I have a crew out at the moon that we have to get back into low Kerbin orbit. And then we have to get that crew, we have to swap the crew on the space station and then bring the Venture Star, or the K-33, back down. Whew. So, good luck with that. Starbase after a successful mission. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, Lunchbox. Let's just play Kerbal. It's just don't do that. Anyone know what time y'all chatted about Jeffrey Bezos? You did it! Congratulations! Alright, so let's see what we got here. Okay. SSDO to lunar mission return. Mission mode part 197, I think. Is there a way to link hinges in KSP so all target values stay the same? A Cal controller could do that. Cal controllers are confusing me. The curves on the Cal controller refers to the value that you keyed over time. So you have time, which is the slider left to right, and then you have the value up and down. So if you wanted your hinge to do this, go up and then come back down, your curve would look like a rainbow almost, right? If you wanted your hinge on the Cal controller over 10 seconds to just do this, to rotate 90 degrees, you would have a straight line going from bottom left to top right. That line denotes value. Up and down denotes value, left to right denotes time. It's just a graph. Look at this graph! Sorry, it's still funny. All right, let's do this. Do you think Blue Origin and Jeff Bezos is damaging their reputation by suing? They worked for SpaceX with the Air Force to alleviate. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know, dude. It really it could come out bad. It could come out good. Who knows? SpaceX in 2015 sued the Air Force to have competition for launching defense payloads into space, and they won, and we ended up with more rockets being launched for defense payloads, and the price came down. So we had more rockets for ultimately a lower price. SpaceX did the same exact thing. They protested and brought the Air Force to federal court in 2020 for the NSSL Launch Services Agreement Phase 1 because they didn't get Starship funding. They lost. And we ended up with less rockets. So, I don't know. I really don't have an opinion either way. Like, it could be good, it could be bad. It's hard to say. What is the stuff floating in the ocean? Crashed rockets. The difference is with SpaceX, it didn't feel petulant. With Blue Origin, it does feel that way. But of course, that's just what you're feeling. Yeah, because that's what everybody in the press is saying, Hunster. Everybody touted SpaceX when they did it as being, yeah, take on the man, stick it to the man, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I don't know. Everybody thought it was a good idea when SpaceX did it. It's just something I've noticed. I don't know, dude. I can't really see any scenario coming out of this, though, where SpaceX is impeded in any long-term shape or form, dude. But I don't know. I forget, MotoKid. We could go into circumstances if you want at some other time, but I really didn't want to spend too much time on that, dude. Anyway, let's go right here. It might have something to do with that Flash Wolf, who knows?
Discovery.
Hey, Brandster, 26-month resub. Thank you. Alleviate, we kind of have to wait. Kind of really depends, you know? Alright, so we have our transfer vehicle with our crew out here. Our crew just got a bunch of money for servicing a satellite out here, and now what we need to do is send them home. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send them back to Liberty Station. So we have to key in a maneuver here. And then once they're back to Liberty Station, we swap the crew. And these guys come back down and the other guys stay up there for a little while. So I'm just adjusting my ejection angles so we get a little bit of a better perigee around Kerbin. The station is prototype 16, and it's in 85 by 85, so we'll shoot for a slightly higher orbit. It'll make rendezvousing a little bit easier.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
The prejudice against Bezos feels like the same prejudice people have about the Chinese. It's Solar. I'll tell you once, I'll tell you again, dude. I'm fairly confident that people don't like the system of governments and not necessarily Chinese people. But once again, dude, you know good and well, man, that I don't want to talk about that here. That is a topic for someone else's stream, you know? At the end of the day, though, with spaceflight, if it's one thing that I've learned, it's cooler heads prevail every time. So, you know, everybody that's jumping to, oh, this is ridiculous, Blue Orange, like anybody that's doing that, dude, that's what I would be wary of, you know? Since when has that kind of behavior ever been something that's a positive for spaceflight, you know? But then again, that's just me. Now, the Investigator General spacesuit audit the other day, that did piss me off. I was not happy about that. But, hey, it is what it be. Okay, we're using the transfer vehicle's onboard gyros here. And let's go back over here. And let's go for TEI. I did watch the NASCAR race, Checkered. Oh, man. What a fustercluck that was. All right. Stand by for TEI. They were racing on the Indy road course, Blue, and then with like 4 laps to go on the backstretch where the chicane is, a piece of the curb came up. The track broke. Piece of the curb came up, and then the pack came through, and it took out like 20 cars, man. Absolute freaking chaos. just chaos. It was actually, it was funny to watch, but the only reason it was funny to watch is because nobody got hurt. Dude, it was nasty. Yeah. There were just cars going everywhere. Slip and slide cars, like pieces flying everywhere. It looked like Demolition Derby, man. It was crazy. All right. We are go for TEI. Here we go. Interesting, Phil, yeah. It was a little embarrassing. I thought it was fun. It was a good race up until that point, man. I thought that Chase Briscoe was gonna take it, but Denny Hamlin the race, so it's kind of funny actually. Oh, they red flagged the race, Bank. Oh yeah, they red flagged it. Yeah, they had to. Gonna do something special for Mission Mode Part 200? I don't know. I think Mission Mode 100 was going back to the moon predominant. It actually wouldn't be the worst idea to do that for Mission Mode 200, but with the SSTO architecture. Okay, TEI burn, or TKI burn is good. Back to the moon again. What are we gonna do with that 500 science that we have? I'm not sure. Copper, it really depends. Okay, let's just zip them back. Ding. That's right, Loopy. Mm-hmm. Okay, we have 2 minutes 8 seconds on the burn, which means we're gonna burn at 1 minute 4. This is the transfer vehicle, Sun Temple. This craft is what I was using previously to shuttle Kerbals out to the moon and back, and I just utilized it again. It can be reused, but the thing is that I don't have really a good way to refuel this thing until we get the big SSTO up here doing its thing. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that one out. Okay, T-minus 30 seconds until Kerbin recirc. And we're actually in a pretty good spot to get to that space station, so. Nice, John. I wasn't trying to stir the pot or anything, and you're right. Yeah, Solar, I ain't worried about you. I'm worried about people on the internet that don't understand the context of our conversation and come in and throw a match on the powder keg, man. Thank you, Tape. Hey, Dad Joke, what's up? Solar, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't worry about it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Nothing important. My man. That's what I'm talking about. Sisha.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Cyborg, 1 year resub. Thank you. You know you can turn on advanced tweakables and it will give you the half burn. I could also do math and save myself some time. Yeah, I got you, Copper. I'm old school, man. Yeah, there's so many features added to this game that'll make my quality of life probably a lot better. But the thing is, I'm just kind of set in my old ways, you know? The only pot you're gonna stir is the gravy pot so we can have some biscuits, like what John's saying. Alright, that's the only pot. DJ, 14-month resub. Anyway, yeah, King, we were talking about space news, if you want to know. Just everybody's pissed off at Blue Origin. You know the reason. That's what we were talking about. I'm making good progress on my new Starship model. Give me 1 second. White gravy or brown gravy? You're missing the point. You get to have gravy. All right. We were a little late on that burn, so we're gonna have to go around again. Yeah, it's better if we stay into a higher orbit. McVitie's sales rep. Gee, I wonder what this is gonna say. Yeah, King. I know. Life comes at you fast. What is this, Keeson? The mailman told me he's off to Spain tomorrow, so I asked him if he was going to Barcelona. He proceeded to ignore what I believe to be the best joke of 2014. Well, did you say it right? The key to a good mailman joke is the delivery. Okay, using the gyroscopes on board to reorient the ship. I gotta save my monopropellant here. We need to do an inclination match here. Explain what you're doing here. I can't ever get interceptions right. The key, here's the thing. You want to get interceptions right. Make sure what you're getting to is in a circular orbit, and what you're trying to rendezvous is also in a circular orbit, okay? That's the first step. The second step, well, there's actually a pretty easy way to do this. I'll show you. And this is a KSP trick. It's not necessarily something... Yeah, I mean, it might be something in real life. Who knows? I don't know. It's all about spacing, dude. 20 is being lifted. Nice. I have no choice on the target as it's a mission to get a stranded Kerbal. Okay. It's better if you start with a circular orbit then. So I'm going to lose some delta V on efficiency here and be in a nice circular orbit. There's a really easy visual way to do it, and let me just shore up the orbit here, and I'll tell you. All right, so we're in a relatively circular orbit, 215 by 216. We got 433 delta V left. All right, so what are we trying to get to? We're trying to get to prototype 15, right there. What's its orbit? 85 by 84, more or less. That we know that that's the station because 85 by 85. Now, here's the way to do this, John. Let me shut this off for a second. Here's the way to get this done. Take your difference in altitude here, times it by 2. Okay? And then approximately put that distance, go 2 times the distance back in the orbit, and there is what's called your phasing. Phasing means you need to be in the right position between two things in space to use the most efficient way to get from one object to another in space, called a Hohmann transfer, to transfer correctly. Okay, so the station's over there. That's not in a good spot. So watch. I don't even need to do the maneuver nodes. What I would normally do right now is, and I suppose I can do this. I can eyeball this. It's not an issue. So check this out. We did our retro burn and we set our PE to 85, right? With our maneuver. But if you look, the spot where the station's going to be and where I'm going to be is not right. That's not in good phasing right there. So you need to shift it forward. And this is where being in a circular orbit will really help you. Now get to the point where both of those are kind of near each other. Right? And now just shift the orbit slightly. Just shift it slightly. You obviously, I want to have my rendezvous at periapsis because that's the most efficient way to do it. PE is the fastest, and the periapsis of your orbit, or in this case, because we're around Kerbin, the perigee is the most efficient time to do this because of the Oberth effect. Perigee is the best time to affect apogee, make it go up or down, and apogee is the best time to affect perigee, either making it go up or down. Because if you want to change your perigee and you want to speed up, you do it when you're going the slowest, and if you want to raise your apogee, you do it when you're going the fastest, right? That's called the Oberth effect, right? Now, once again, I have my phasing correct, and watch. Here's the trick. You don't need maneuver nodes, but John, it's all about the prep, just like everything else. It's like welding. It's like painting a car. It's like even preparing to work on a car, to work on a spacecraft. Do maintenance on a nuclear reactor. That last one's a little more complicated than those other ones, but you get the idea. It's all about your phasing. So watch this. So because we are in a higher orbit, okay? I said before, right? I said before it's 2 times the distance behind, but because we're in a higher orbit, we need to speed up to catch them. How do we speed up? We go lower. Going towards the planet will make you speed up. So if we go around one more time, should give me the right phasing. Yep, okay, yep, that's the phasing over here. Okay, sorry, I read it wrong. It is behind. Yeah, it's always going to be double the distance behind. I misspoke because I was like, wait a minute, that's... No. Okay, forget what I said in the last, 20 seconds. See? Here's the phasing. The first thing that I said was correct. Look. Here, a quick and easy way to do it. And you can do... This works for this vessel as well as this vessel. Behind... 2 times the distance that you're below the target or above the target, okay? So it's 85, I'm 215, okay? So what's that times, what's the difference right there? 85 to 215 is what, 120? Yeah, so we're 120 this way, so we need to be 240 that way. 130, excuse me. So 260 that way. Sorry, doing math and talking at the same time is really sometimes I can do it. Sometimes my brain just goes, ha ha ha. Here, have more numbers to screw it up and make yourself look stupid. I'm like, yeah, all right. I mean, I do that anyway, but okay. So see how we're kind of double the distance? That's how you do this. That's your phasing. It works in Kerbal every time. But the devil's in the details. Prep. Circularize your orbit and make sure that you have no differential inclination. That's going to screw everything up. Make sure you're in the same exact inclined orbit, and your orbits are what's called coplanar, so they have to be at the same tilt. That's all. You do that, all you got to do is just do a certain burn when you're two times the distance out in front if you're going down, 2 times the distance behind and below if you're going up. We're going down, so we're going up here. But the phasing would be exactly the same if the space station was coming to us. It would be the same. So let me go over here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll do the burn. Just fire the engines to get a nice, good intercept. See? There you go. Now we're going to go right to it. If it makes you feel any better, physicists would just round to 100. Yep. Hey, Zubasky, what's going on? Okay, so will this work when the target is in an elliptical orbit? If you aim for... You need to have the same longitude of ascending node. Basically, have your AP and that thing's AP lined up, and yeah, then it'll work. You do that by burning radial in and radial out. Sometimes that's not the most efficient way to do it, but for the most part, this will work correctly. You really want to try to get your perigee lined up with its perigee. That's the most efficient way to do it. We're a little bit out of phase, but it's fine. This is good enough. There's a good enough way to do it, and then there's like the pinpoint precision way of doing it. NASA does this. So we have a differential altitude here of like 130, right? NASA, when they do it, 130 kilometers. NASA, when they has like a differential altitude of 130 millimeters or something, because that's the most efficient way. Yeah, they really don't try to do a big, huge, long retro burn near the target like what we're about to do, but just enough to be able to pulse the RCS to stop. Why isn't advanced tweakables showing up when I click on a part? Make sure it's enabled in the settings menu. I think the stream died. No, it didn't. I'm showing no drop frames. Oh, Steam, not stream. Sorry, I can't read. Yeah, they're at your mother's house, my pick. Boom, roasted. Steam is patching. There you go. So now, John, here's the thing. We did a 93 meters a second delta V burn, 93 meters a second delta V burn to do my rendezvous. How much do you think the burn is to circularize next to it? You never use external lights on your craft. Yeah, I don't do that unless I absolutely have to, Jim, because in space, most of the time, you're near this big pulsating object in the sky that lights things for you. So, if you look at our differential velocity here, if we switch into target mode, guys, watch this. I mean, we'll get in render range of the station here. And if we switch to target velocity, check that out. And I let the time warp go a little too far. And we're going to pay for that with efficiency. But it's a 93 meters a second burn, and I let the time warp go a little bit too much, but that's okay. So we need to do a 93 meters a second burn this way, right? And now we're here. It's that simple. That little maneuver is going to cost us 20 years. You'd be surprised how often it's, yeah, Martian. How often that's actually a thing. Now, once you're near it, this is the second phase of rendezvous. The first phase is just getting there. Getting there is important. The second part is rendezvousing. So here's what we got to do. I never try to put my station, dad joke, I never try to put my rendezvous inside of 100 meters. I always shoot for about 200. Just in case I screw up. It's just idiot proofing. Just in case I screw up, I don't plow into the station. What we just did there happens instead. So as you get closer to the station, just find your target indicator, right? And then slowly, this is where you use fine adjustment. You should use RCS for this. I'm not, because I don't have much RCS left. I need that for docking. And then zero out your velocity as much as you can. Then, once again, I'm using this thing's onboard gyros to control it. So neutralize your velocity, point towards the target, and burn. So we're just gonna fly around the space station here. It's because it is easy, Ruff. In Kerbal, you don't have to worry about outgassing near the space station. You don't have to worry about propellant boil off or anything. It's pretty straightforward. It's a very arcade version of doing this. You just gotta... You don't have to worry about module slipping your station too soon. Yeah, a little bit. Give me 1 second, guys. I just gotta move it. My headphone cable is getting stuck on the Automatone's musical note, and it's trying to pull it off my desk. Can't have Boris and Sasha fall over. So we have 4.61 monoprop. Now, once you're here, I technically include this kind of part of the second phase, but basically you want to get out and a little bit of ways from the port that you want to dock to. So what's the point that we want to dock to? We want to dock right there. So right click on the station, right click on the port that you're on, and set that as target. Now, orient your vehicle to how you want to dock. Now, if you notice, we're not lined up. If we try to dock, we're gonna hit the top of the SSTO if I go forward right now. So you got to move in one axis at a time. So what we'll do is I'll turn on the RCS and we will initiate a little bit of a downward burn. So I fired the upward thrusters, so now we're going down. Okay, now I'm going to do the reverse of that. Okay, and now I fired the bottom thrusters, so now we're just kind of sitting here next to the station, and now we moved a little bit off target. And now we go. Now I'm sliding left to right, but we're also going forward. You guys, when you do this, should work in one axis at a time. So only go up and down, fix that one, left to right, fix that one, forward and back, do that one last. If you did this right, you should need minimal adjustment right now. It shouldn't take much. Now keep in mind, it does depend on what docking port, what orbit you're in, and what kind of docking port you're attaching to, etc., etc. What phase you are in the orbit, whether you're following prograde or retrograde, or you're trying to dock to the sides while the station is going this way. That all does matter. But this is fine. What did you do out at the moon? Fix the satellite. Kenwa, 11-month resub. Thank you. But yeah, minimal adjustment should be required here. We're about to dock this thing on like less than 1 unit of monoprop. I mean, also, it pays having a nice balanced spacecraft here. That's very important. Your RCS needs to be balanced around the center of mass correctly, or else, yeah, you're going to have some trouble with it. RCS out. We have soft capture. And then a hard duck confirmed. Alright. We're back. Crew out some science. We'll transmit the science there. And now it's time to send 10 back down. Don't know if you saw this. What's that, Novus? Let me take a look. There you go. EGS. Alright, what do we got? Team EGS and contractor Jacobs Connects stacked the Orion stage adapter structural test article on top of the SLS. Oh, yeah. I saw that the Artemis 2 ICPS is at Kennedy now, which is pretty cool. It's in the Delta Operations Center, which is really freaking cool, actually. That's really neat. Hey, Donovan, how are you? Oh, that's cool, man. Look at that thing. Look at that freaking rocket, man. Help, my KSP user interface is bugged. Only in my new career save, the window that shows all the connection data is not there. Empty space. How do I fix it? It's there in my sandbox save. Unlock the better tracking station. It's not a glitch, Swishio. You have to unlock that. Yep. Have you seen the new Boston Dynamics video? I've seen it. I haven't watched it on stream, though. I have the tracking station fully upgraded in your new career mode save? Alright, see what Loopy said then. John, it just takes time and practice. Like maintaining anything else, it's just time and practice. I mean, 90% of like astronaut training is just doing this over and over and over again, or doing mission ops. Yeah, Livid, it's pretty rad, isn't it? Any KSP2 news? Nah, there will be KSP. There's not anything recently. They had a show and tell showing the scatterer, the new scatterer for KSP, which is pretty cool. But yeah, nothing new in terms of release date or anything, Jamesito. All right. Well, we have the new crew there, so here's what we're going to do. Yeah, the new show and tell is pretty awesome, man. It's pretty good. You could say it rocks. Alright, so this crew is finally going to come back down. They did fly up on DART. They flew up on Explorer, and they're going to come back down on the K-33. I'm going to leave that DART there as a lifeboat, just in case something goes really wrong. And then we'll leave Val, Wubbo, and Herbal up here for a little while. For 100 days, I think. I thought you needed Herbal and Gleblis down to do the next launch. Loopy, Herbal can stay up there. Yeah, 10 will be back very soon. I've sent this thing to the station enough where I'm pretty confident in its systems. No cupola on this station. No, not right now. All right. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, the Sigma module. Any fuel left in the Sigma? No. I just want to make sure we have enough fuel for re-entry, that's all. Yeah, that's right, Swishio. Would you ever land the dart if something went wrong, or would you rescue it? I'd probably rescue it just because I'm not 100% convinced by that thing. It'll re-enter and we can get it close, but this thing, believe it or not, is much safer. Even despite its aerodynamic instability, this thing will get you back to KSC, and it'll flip out above KSC, and then I can just recover it and land it. Alright, so our re-entry trajectory with this. Let's talk about that. How do we want to do this? Hey, Just Space. I see that your crew got back to LKO. Yep, and we're swapping crews. Yep. Yeah, Loopy, that might be what I do. I might have parachutes already up here. No, just docking ports and control surfaces. I believe if we were re-entering from 85 by 85, we're tested new re-entry trajectory. Trajectory would have been short. We landed at 20. We came in at 20 degrees, and I saw that was an undershoot. So this one will be 80. This one will be 15 degrees positive. Yeah, Jason, that's what you and Yarg were telling me. So. It has a probe core on it already, Toothless. I could probably bring it back in an uncrewed capacity, but just leave it. It's fine. It ain't hurting nobody up here. It's designed to be up here for long term. Alright, we're going to do one orbit here, and then the crew is going to separate. Probably, Shady. We could probably do that. Alright, so. Okay, this crew has been up here for about a year. Unfortunately, because we stopped using that thing and we started using this thing, and it took me about a year in game to retool, which is actually not bad. That's not bad for a space program. Let's undock. Ted Lee is aboard. Cathbart and Siyuki, here we go. It's fueled. Yep. How much Delta V do we have? 173. Perfect. All right, so enable that, enable that. I did refuel it, unfortunately. I had to do some refueling here. I used the Sigma to resupply. But it's all right. This is 10, yep. Yeah, thanks, Swishio. You know, because you bringing it up really helps. Thanks. You know, way to help the situation, man. You really have a knack of liking to be part of the problem here. I get it. I know the circumstances involved. Thank you. Man, I got this. I don't need you up my tail telling me that I could fail this completely, you know? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop doing that. Okay, let's go. You're killing me, man, no. Sorry, I haven't busted your balls yet today. No, yeah, thanks. Now, can you do that, like, when I'm landed or something, please? Okay. Okay, the body flap is working. We have the maneuver, the deorbit maneuver keyed in. We're gonna need to change it a little bit. We got it because of the phasing. The only reason that NASA's emote stream is, well, they get ASCII like crazy, Maxim. Yeah. They get ASCII like you would not believe. People just post pictures of rockets in chat.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Smokey plays. Thanks, man. Okay. Beginning re-entry procedures. We're going to close out the airlock. Airlock is retracted and closed. We will close the payload bay doors. Ooh, savage just space. Jeez. I came a little close to the burn time. I screwed it up. Don't do anything. I went past the burn time. Yeah, we gotta do it again. Let's go around one more time.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay, we're good. Stand by for the deorbit burn. Cycle the throttles. Okay, so we're in control. Bossy, you're 37 months. All right, let's get this thing down. 15 degrees on the horizon should get this to work. Let me just check the gear. Gear working. Body flap is working. We'll set those control surfaces after the deorbit burn. Okay, here we go. Come. I was like, come on, man. We're go for deorbit. Okay, we have deorbit on time. Shutting down the engines. We got 116 left for landing here. We're gonna reorient the craft here and start to pull up our maneuver controls here. This will be the first time I've landed this thing with people in it. So let's go over here like this, go into physics, get the aero UI up so we can get some good telemetry on the ship. Body flap controller is up. Check on the comms position. Irrelevant, there's Kerbals aboard. The comsat position should be fine. It is. It's yeah, right here. Yeah, we're still aligned. Even if there wasn't people on it. Yeah, we're still aligned. Speed brake controller is up. Switch the yaw controller on. Don't waste RCS. Okay, make sure that yaw is up. Make sure that our deploy speed brake works. Body flap articulation is gravy. Set that to deploy down position. Deploy down position is good. Setting the pitch controller on. Set this one to roll. Roll control is activated. Okay. Everything's good. Landing gear springs are fine, Shady. That's a good way to waste RCS. Setting RCS to find control. We are good at entry interface here. We have EI. Doing it manual hip ensures accuracy. Neighbors outside mowing the lawn. Check. Keep this thing at 15. SN10 now repositioning itself for landing. We have 145 units of liquid fuel that should be good to go through. Thermal. Starting to get some plasma buildup on the nose cone. Liquid Schwartz, oh, we got plenty of that. Okay, we should start seeing the fiery stuff in the next 30 seconds. Current speed is 2.3 kilometers a second. We're starting to decelerate here. Okay, here comes the fiery stuff. Okay, we are seeing plasma accumulation on the nose. We have the fiery stuff. 10 is going for its 9th re-entry here. Ninth, second in a row, 9th total before we refurbed it. We're not getting much sound from this thing. Re-entry is looking pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. That flames, though. Flame looks pretty sick, dude. All right, we're aiming for 1900, crossing the coast here. We're looking, yeah, actually pretty dang good right now. And just kind of let it do its thing. Crossing Kerbindia right now. Station is above us. Crew is up there. Crew that brought this thing brought up is sitting up there. I agree, Euler. Yeah, for sure, man. Everything's looking real good here. Starting to hear the re-entry. Crew is looking pretty happy on board here. Okay, start bringing that nose up. Trajectory is looking real good. Gonna be crossing the coast right at about 1900. We want to be 1500 over the mountains, and yeah, looking real good. Starting to bring the nose up to land this sucker. Yeah, looking real good. Okay. $1900 right across the coast, looking real good. Hey, where's the re-entry music? Oh, all right. There's the mountains. Gonna start our S turn here. Starting our S turn here. Looking real good, guys. 15 to 1400 over the mountains should be good. We're 1500 over the mountains. Got plenty of fuel left. She's flying real good, man. We're out of the booms, baby. We're out of the fire stuff. Hearing the booms now. Okay. Bringing the RCS out of fine control here. We're over KSC. We're going to do our turnaround maneuver here. We're transonic. Undeploying that control surfaces, adding yaw control surface, adding yaw in. We're pitching around to land at KSC here. She's starting to sink like a brick. Here we go. Everything's looking real good here. Real good, guys. Bringing it around for a heading alignment on runway 27. I see the fuel, dudes. I see the fuel. We got plenty left over. The fuel is just making quality of life a little bit easier right now. Come on, you. There we go. RCS is off. Call the ball, Tedley. Let's see what we got. Cycle the brakes. Brakes are cycled. 10 is moving in to make one last adjustment here to line up on runway 27. Samir, you're wrecking the car, my man. Samir! Sammy! Triple caution, Sammy! Everything's looking real good. We're 2,000 off the deck. Runway is 70 ASL. About 1 mile off. Okay, gear coming. Gear's coming. Gear's down. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, flare. Bringing the nose up. Okay, we got a flare over the runway. Bringing the nose up. We have a good touch. Ooh, that was a little rough, but 10 is rolling out on runway 27. I flared just a little too early again. Damn. 2.5. Big one would have survived, Cammy, but yeah, that would have been a little bit of a rough landing. Crew's up back on the ground after spending about a year in space. Safing out control systems here. Control systems are all safe. Shutting those off. Yaw systems are safe. Speed brake controls are locked out. Body flap controls are locked out. Speed brake locked out. Hey, Pembo, with the 5 subs. Thank you very much. Want to take us up the hangar, Joe? We're going to have to dust it off first. Convoy 1, wheels stop on SN10. Wheels stop. Hey, Ouroboros, any landing you can walk away from. Yeah. They launched up in Dart and came down on the X-33. Not bad. Or the K-33. Perfect 5 out of 7. I flared too early again, guys. Yeah, it's fine, Grahi. This thing brought it... Dude, that thing... We made it back and then some. We had spare fuel. Plenty of spare fuel. But then again, I did refuel at the space station. So... It's probably not a habit we want to get into, but it's not that big of a deal. Oh, man. How the heck are they going to get out? Seriously, I don't know how they're going to get out. So what's the next mission? I don't know, man. I have no idea, dude. My gut was being wrenched that entire time, man. 85 by 30. Yeah, just space. 85 by 30 at 15, dude. Money. This thing sailed in. It was so easy to fly. Like, I had some instability when we made our final turnaround, dude, but she was gravy. That was real gravy trajectory. The only thing I could have done better is if I flared a little bit. Turn SAS off. SAS is offline. 10 is back down for another mission. Let's fill out the mission log. SN10 landing. Year 4. Day 300. 03:02:45. And then I need to take that information, the SN10 landing information, and we need to copy that, and then we need to find Tedley, right? We need to find the last mission. Expedition 6. The Expedition 6 crew finally came back down. They were planned to come back down on year 4, day 200, and they came back down on year 4, day 300. We kind of missed the mark there. Mission total success. Crew came down on K-33 SN10. Whew. Man, that was a thorn in my side, dude. This was a total mission success. Oh. Does flying that thing warm the shuttle parts of your heart? You're damn right it does, JuiceBot. This thing is so cool. It's cool. It's fun to fly, man. It's really fun to fly. Going to bring Dart down in the big SSDO? Yeah, maybe. Can we send a Sigma to the space station with a small one? No. And Banana. Commence the jiggling. I like the jiggling. We gotta play our victory music. Here's the victory music. We landed our fake spaceship in a fake video game! I better play along. Okay, I can't do it. Alright, now we have to figure out a way to get the crew out, so I'm not sure how we're going to do that. But I'm sure we'll get something. Alright. I think a ladder truck probably would be the best way to do this. Emergency inflatable. Yeah, right. I don't want to let them just jump out, man, because if they get hurt, I'm going to get really annoyed. Nah, they'll just stay in for the next mission. No. Alright. Let's go over here. And let's get the crew truck out. We're going to need the jet truck in a second, but it's K. This one is not going to be very dignified. We just got to make sure that they don't fall. And so a resub just for that performance? Thanks! Radioactive had a 77 months in there. Double lucky. Thanks, man. Alright. Griswold vacation style? Yeah, just space. You see this? You see this thing? This is an RV.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Man, that thing just sounds odd. My cat's like, what the heck is it? I don't know. I'm just gonna abandon this contract. I'm obviously not ready to rendezvous with things.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
So man, you're wrecking the car! Karma's with a 53. Ivo with a 14er. Thank you. You could say that, I'm the ice cream man. Stop me when I'm passing by. I'm the ice cream man, baby. Stop me when I'm passing by. You say all my flavors are guaranteed to satisfy. Hold on a second, baby. Well, I usually passing by just around 11 o'clock. I never stop. I usually pass it by just around 11 o'clock. And if you let me cool my one time, I'll be your regular stop. All right, boys. That's a great song, man. Now we got put on banana Dixie cups, all flavors and push-ups too. I'm your ice cream man, baby. Stop me when I'm passing by. Thanks for trying to help, though. The only way you're going to get better at it is by doing it, John. Screw it. Just keep trying. 11 o'clock. It's 3 a.m. You're... Oh, boy. 3 a.m. How's it going? It's going good, Dino. How's things with you? Hey, Captain Karate. Karate. Ice cream. Lieutenant Dan. Ice cream. Yeah, this might be a good way to do this, but it might not be a good way to do this. I'm thinking just kind of have them walk on the nozzles here. We still, dude, I still need to find a way to get them out, like a much better way. I'm thinking about maybe having a truck that looks like an upside down L that goes over and, you know, they can, there's like a little platform right here. I'll put something into a circular orbit to practice on this elliptical. It's killing my brain. That's okay. Drop the gear on the SSTO. I don't really want to do that either. Deintegrate the payload to get them out? Nah. Deadly's back on the surface. There we go. You take that helmet off, man. Actually, you know what? While you're still up there, OSHA, just leave the helmet on. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Just step on the nozzle. It doesn't matter. There we go. And go in through the roof duct. Okay, now you can take your helmet off. There we go. Boom. All right. All right, Cathbart, you're up next. Yeah, they can go through the roof. Yeah, these guys, fortunately, I got an exercise bike up there. We have a combined operational load-bearing treadmill. We call it the Colbert. No, not the Colbert. It's called the Colbert, okay? Because spite is one hell of a thing. Once again, I know this isn't the most dignified way to do this. I'll come up with a better solution, but this way is good enough. I wanted to get this mission done. Coming through the roof. They'll be coming from the roof. Siyuki, the third crew from Expedition 6. What's next after the crew are back? I am not thinking about that. I'm thinking about getting my crew into the truck so I don't have a random fall kill one of them. And then we'll figure out what we want to do. I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far, quite literally. Helmet off. Okay, 3 crew is aboard. Uh-oh. That's the pad. That's the jet truck. That's the crane. That's the SSTO. We can shut that off, close that out. Now we take this thing, and the crew truck receiving the crew will drive back over to the astronaut complex, and then we can recover them. Do we have enough money for Big Chungus? I'm not sure. I have to go look. These guys are happy to be home. Yeah, Cletus, I do, but I'm going to come up with a better solution than that. All right, crew's going back to the astronaut complex here. Expedition 6 crew up there for about a year because of the delays, but now back home to see their families again, safe and sound. Oh man, all right, now we gotta go get the SSTO and we gotta bring that back to the pad. All right. Yeah, they have the record for longest Kerbals in space thus far. That's right. Fly the crane. Let's go. Not literally. 10 is fine, Hip. It could fly again. No problem. Easy peasy. We could leave the crew tank in it, or we could do, we could do whatever. I'm a little disappointed with Kerbal Society, not even a camera crew for the returning heroes. Oh, what? Shh, quiet you. Oh, Gleblis, don't you do this. You're next. She's the next one. She's going to be on the next crew, I think. All right. Let's go over here. Let's grab the jet truck. It's what happens when a airport tug decides to have fun with an A10, and that's this is the result. Can I once again elect Herbal so he may know how to fix a tire? The Herbal that's up at the space station that has 1 star? Sure. Yeah, I don't know why we'd want him to fly twice, though. What's the use of this truck? It's the tug, Jack, that tows the prototypes around. The reason why it has jet engines is because it's not strong enough to push stuff up that ramp. So I gave it a little bit of extra horsepower. A little bit extra horsepower. Just a little bit. All good. All good, IQ. No problem. Guys, this thing is making us some cash, that's for sure. We've made 300 G's off of this thing thus far. If I recover the pad and everything, the pad complex, I probably have enough to put the big pad out. I don't know. Maybe we should keep doing missions with the small one. Ever take it off any sweet jumps? Not on purpose. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, hey, that's you know, it can do that. We can melt the ice if we just point the jet engines down. It's fine. Can't, Checkered. There's no place to mine fuel around here. A single pad? Nighthawk, we could do that. I'm just kind of worried that a single pad solution here would be a lot of parts. It'd be a lot of parts, man. I mean, the pad is already 1,000 parts for the big SSTO, and then another 600 for the SSTO, and then another 100 for the payload on top of that. I'm not 100% sure how we would do that. Can we fund DSN stuff? Or we could just enjoy the victory for like even maybe 5 minutes. fellas? Like, Prey, I don't know if this thing has enough to Delta V to get into orbit from 6 degrees inclined. And the big runway at the runway at the desert isn't big enough for the big SSTO, so I'm kind of hesitant to do that. Plus, it costs money to buy the desert. Fog of war, dude. I'd have to send a scout plane out there to go and look at it, and then on top of that, I'd need to buy it. Not bad. I'd rather you buy the island for a freedom pad. 39A transporter erector. Look at the reaction plate. Make it like that. Just make the hydraulics and mount detachable. What are my thoughts? What? My thoughts? With what? I don't know. Yes? It's a mission mode real bomb. Well, I don't know, King. What are your thoughts? I'm thinking about mostly cake. A little bit of pie. Opinions. I tell you, with these questions, I'm forming some opinions about you, Kelly, and the rest of chat. Yeah, big body crew just came back. I have an idea. On the same day that SpaceX is attempting an orbital attempt with Starship, could we do something similar in KSP with Starship? Maybe do some missions. I'll think about it. King, nice. Hey, come back. You're not stockholders. You're the board of directors, you punk. This thing handled real well, and it's not bending as much as it did before, which is strange. Man, dude, that re-entry with this thing was money. It was real good. How much mass can it deorbit and land with? Basically whatever you can fit in the payload bay, dude. Yeah, you guys gotta remember, any re-entry information that we get with this thing should translate directly to the big one. The big one should work exactly the same. It's exactly the same vehicle, only a little bit bigger. Yeah, okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I kind of want to keep using the small SSTO, and I would like to build up enough to be able to have 2 pads, because the small SSTO architecture, the pad's pretty good. I mean, if I can put this pad through 10 or 11 launches before having to take it back, I might want to just put an SSTO pad out there, and then anytime I need to fuel it, just send a fueling truck out there. How was the mission? Great, Pearl Hook. I got crew down, man. This thing just sent crew to the moon. Not by itself. It used some infrastructure that I have up there already, but I think we should, Loopy. Wait, you could pull 8 tons down with that? I don't see why you couldn't, Tessa. Gotta leave it all behind. Does it have a proper name yet? This one? No. Just call it 10. That's its serial number. Doesn't have a name. Can you launch a car into space next? This thing doesn't have the payload capacity to. The big one could almost move this entire thing into space for what it's worth. Yeah, we have used most of our fuel. I think refueling the station with monoprop would and fuel might be in our best bet. You know? Now that you say that, the big one's really no joke, my pick. I may have gone a little bit bananas with that. My pick, we went bonan. Understand? Bonan. Banan. Yes. Yes, I went very banan with it, with my hand. Reciprocating dingle arm, yes. Why is English banana, but Russian is banan? I don't know, man. Bonan. Did someone say buran? Blizzard, banana, banan, buran. Yeah. Sounds like a great sounds like a ska song. Blizzard, banana. Banana split blizzard. Dairy Queen. Oh, now I'm hungry. Damn. You know what it is in Finnish? Bonani. Bonani. Yes. You have to watch out for those crazy bonanis. Bonani perkele. Alright. Guys, if I recover this all, I probably have enough to launch the thing again. But, yeah, I don't know. That thing is not drifting a lot. What about this? None of this seems to be drifting very badly. Hey, Silvan. 57 months. Sweet. Banana domain? What? Sorry, I unplugged the headphones. This headphone cable is too short, man. It's like sitting like this the entire time. I missed the landing. Could you do it again? What? No, I couldn't do that again, you nincompoop. What'd you think of Binky's first run? That bloody time, am I right? Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It's just good, mate. How did you get the crew out? They just jumped off the side onto the crew truck, Ryan. I'll come up with a better solution later. I'll come up with better solution later to problem. Okay? Yeah, Binky was awesome, dudes. Wow. Talk about a day where we got work done, man. Am I missing something? Why do we need to recover the pad? We don't, Shady. I was going to recover it so I could put the big pad out here. The big one. And if I take this adapter plate and we make it so we can attach the adapter plate to the big launch box, then all right. Yeah, pad is super stationary. Didn't even move that much. That's so cool. So hype on this. Alright, let's reset the pad position. Everything on the pad looks good. Nothing is drifted. Guys, if you make cradles for these things and you basically don't put load on the hinge, so like if you have something that pivots like this, right? And then you make something that holds it and it takes load off the hinge doesn't drift as much. Yeah, I'm serious. This thing we've used this for 2 launches in a row. And look, you see look at how much the hinges have drifted. Next to nothing. Look at that. It's just barely anything. See how I wanted this thing so freaking badly? Yeah. It wasn't without its tough spots, man. Blowing up one of the SSTOs on the pad really sucked. But yeah, hey. William Bradford, speaking in 1640, on the founding of the Plymouth Bay Colony, said all hard actions are overcome with admirable courage. If this capsule decade of our progress teaches us anything, the exploration of space will go forward whether we choose to be a part of it or not. We need to be a part of it. We need to lead it. For the eyes of the world, now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. Was that the first crewed flight since Jeb? Yeah, pretty much. Val flew it. Because Val. Think we need to listen to that speech again? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. Alright, give me 1 second. Here. Why does the sound suck? I said 40. In this race for space. Is it not going? That's weird. Dude, my sound is messing up. Give me 1 second, guys. Here. So confused. Hang on. Let me refresh the page.
It is for these
There we go.
That I
yeah, that was probably weird. Didn't play. You know. Not awkward at all.
America's new spacecraft succeeds
There
in
you go.
reaching Venus. We will have literally reached the stars
Hey, Rodding, thank you.
before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills as it dispels old. New ignorance, new problems,
Yeah, right?
new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high reward. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer.
Pro streamer, by the way.
To wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them.
I was trolling you. I stand by that. As much as I want to play this off as being cool, now
This country was conquered.
the mixer, it wasn't showing up on the mixer, so I reset the mixer and then I boosted the sound, but it didn't go through. I re-enabled the sound in OBS, which is weird, and then it decided to work. So, I don't know. I'll chalk that one up to Windows. But, yeah, it doesn't make it any less funny.
by those who move forward.
I was trying to help you, dang it. Yeah.
William Bradford, speaking in 1630 of the founding of the Plymouth Bay Colony, said that all great and honorable actions are accompanied with great difficulties, and both must be enterprised and overcome with answerable courage. If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred.
This thing just flew in space, by the way.
Space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. And no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind in this race for space.
Those
who came before us made certain that this country rode
Why
the
that
first
shape?
waves of the
The
Industrial
shape?
Revolution, the first waves of modern invention,
It's a re-entry
and the
vehicle,
first
dude.
wave
Yeah.
of
It's
nuclear
designed.
power.
It's
And this generation
basically
does
just
not
how's the
intend
fuel tanks.
to founder in the backwash of the coming age of space.
That's
we
loud.
mean to be a part of it. We mean to lead it.
Yep, lunar mission's done, no.
For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see it governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom and peace. We have vowed that we shall not see space filled with weapons of mass destruction, but with instruments of knowledge and understanding. Yet the vows of this nation can only be fulfilled if we in this nation are first, and therefore we intend to be first.
This is what we call manual work. It's fine. Never skip helmet day, guys.
In short, our leadership in science and industry, our hopes for peace and security, our obligations to ourselves as well as others, all require us to make this effort, to solve these mysteries, to solve them for the good of all men, and to become the world's leading spacefaring nation. We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained and new rights to be won, and they must be won and used for the progress of all people. For space science, like nuclear science and all technology, has no conscience of its own. Whether it will become a force for good or ill depends on man. And only if the United States occupies a position of preeminence can we help decide whether this new ocean will be a sea of peace or a new terrifying theater of war. I do not say that we should or will go unprotected against the hostile misuse of space any more than we go unprotected against the hostile use of land or sea. But I do say that space can be explored and mastered without feeding the fires of war, without repeating the mistakes that man has made in extending his writ around this globe of ours. There is no strife, no prejudice, no national conflict in outer space as yet. Its hazards are hostile to us all. Its conquest deserves the best of all mankind, and its opportunity for peaceful cooperation may never come again. But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal?
As our goal.
And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? Why does Rice play Texas? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
Gets hype every time, dude.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing.
Decade.
Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills, because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too. It is.
That's a great speech, man. Oh, woo! Get a little fired up every time, man. Every time. What are the other things? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That podium is at Johnson Space Center? Hell yeah, dude. It looks like we're getting a little bit of bending on the crane right there. Crane's deforming just a teeny weeny bit up top. What's next? I don't know. Is that bending why it was getting stuck? Most likely what's going on, TJ, is the crane is doing this. It's probably bending so it started like this and it's probably bending inwards a little bit. So yeah, it's more likely to get misaligned relative to the pad, but yeah, check missions, I guess. I kind of want to keep the small SSTO going and just pad the funds. This thing, I misunderestimated this vehicle. It's quite good. It's a good little craft, man. No, we demand the big one. Oh boy. Save the stranded prototype. I think bringing down the stranded prototype might be in our best interest. But that thing, the stranded prototype doesn't have the upgraded wings. It doesn't have this control in it, which means it's going to be really difficult to get that thing back down. Look at you already cutting the budget. I never said we're not going to use the small one. I mean, we're not going to use the big one. I definitely want to. But, right after the JFK speech. Oh, bite me. You want me to recover this? I'll recover it. We have I don't know. How much do we have in the bank? $350. We could check the contracts, but we could also... I could recover the complex. If we recover that complex, we'll have enough to put the big pad out, I think. Or at least we'll be extremely close. Yeah, exploding will do that. Yeah, kind of blew up in my face, and kind of don't want it to do that again. At least if that does happen, I think it'd be better to pad funds right now. And it'll give me an excuse to develop it out a little bit further. I could get the big pad out and keep launching the small SSTO, but we're going to need to install a crew access arm on the big pad along with an adapter. Can we send up a Sigma on this one in case you need to tap off the station again? On the big one? I don't know. Can you bring up a station arm? I don't think we could fit one in there. Here, let's check the contracts before we go any further, okay? I mean, I kind of nailed it, man. We kind of nailed it out of the park, dude. I thought we would have problems from that mission. I didn't think I'd get this far. It handled the re-entry just fine. Guys, I guessed that re-entry trajectory because the last one wasn't good. I guessed that one. And the vehicle has fuel left over. I guessed that sucker. Here, what's the active ones? We have a flag plant on the moon. Okay. Science data from the space around Minmus. Okay. There's the ore extraction mission. There's the surface deployed experiments. And then there's the Sentinel mission. We can't really launch any of those. Let's check what we got out here. Yeah, Solaire, right? Mm-hmm. Crazy, huh? We still got to be so careful with the small one's ascent trajectory, but dang, dude. Wow. Could you... What the hell's with the sound today? Stop that. Sorry about that, fellas. You know, I too like hearing loss. Windows is doing something screwy with my sound, dudes. Maybe I'll just switch to a real mixer one of these days. I'm getting kind of sick of this. It keeps happening. What? I can't hear you. What? I can't hear you. Yeah, it's such a pain in the butt, dude. It underdrives one window, and then I switch to another window to get the music back up, and it's just like, here, have this loud. And I'm like, oh, that's good. I just use the Windows mixer. I have an X1204 for the guitar and the drums predominant, but that's about it. I'm not piping audio through there. Just for the instruments, that's all. Yeah, Copper, that's true.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
We could do a Minmus polar probe. We could. Ear trumpet. All right, let me write that down, Kelly. Got it. Yeah, this one is just looking for... Position the satellite in a polar orbit of Minmus. We could do that, and I could nail the science data mission. What time is it? 8:30? We can handle this. Let's take this. Let's do this. I'm serious. Let's do this contract now. Yeah, we can do this. Alright, so I gotta check something. Yeah, this one's not gonna be too bad. Yeah, so you're Eastern. Yes. Yaman. Let me check how much the pad and the crane cost. I'm just interested to see. We have 371. We need 1.1 million to get to get the big SSTO working, okay? So the pad costs 318, and we're not going to get that if we recover it, right? We're not going to get all of that. So 371, 1993, right? And then plus, let's say 300,000, right? So that gives us... I didn't do that, right? 371, 993 plus 300,000. 671, and then the crane is how much? The crane is 127 plus 127, 751. 799. I don't have enough to launch the big one. Even if I recovered 10 for the time being, I still don't have enough. Yeah, we have to. We have to keep doing missions. We need to make about another 400K. Okay. Get a government bailout. I've already gotten 2 from chat. They funded the program and then they funded it again. And they extended my deadline an extra month, hand from. Yeah, they, if we bring the one in space back, then it's 300K. So that's 3 or 4 satellite missions. Interesting. Has the one in space already deorbited itself? It's in a decaying orbit. I technically should have lost it a long time ago, King. What's under Brimo's gone rogue? I don't know. It's whatever spacecraft Brimo built when she streamed that one time. Yeah, Pop Bear, yeah, I absolutely can. We've done a mission like this before. I have the SAT dispenser and everything for it made already. I just need the payload transfer vehicle. Which is... No, we have a search function. Yeah, but I'm already halfway through searching for it. By the time that thing loads up, I'll have it found already. It's not worth it. Yeah, see? Here's their satellite dispenser. So if I take this and... how much Delta V is it to get out to Minmus? It's about the same as the moon. We're going to need about 1,200. I used this one last time. Switch it to vacuum, we got 2,000. Position a satellite polar around Minmus. 2,000 is more than enough to get out there.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Curlington model rockets. Hey, Slide, 1 month, or that's a 2-month resub. Thanks, man. All right, close that out from the factory. There we go. Build a new probe that has an antenna and can generate power. Okay, the probe must be fully assembled when launched. Okay. Reach designated polar orbit around Minmus, 90 degrees, 334 by 380. If I unplug this right here, right, it gives us 2101 fuel, and then if I just give it one of those for the science data around Minmus, yeah, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, make 100K right now. I just gotta refuel the pad, dudes. Just gotta refuel the pad. Cost 10K. 10K worth of fuel to put this thing into space. About 3 refueling trucks. Yeah. Alright. Let me integrate this to the payload truck. Here, I'll use the search function this time. Alright, so we're going to need to pull the crew tank out so we can leave that empty, right? And we'll put the crew tank in there, and then no, it's not, Sfishio. I just did the math out a second ago. Where are my satellites? Close out the fuel on the satellite. We do not want it being used. There we go. Make sure that we set the decoupler. If we're selecting that decoupler, it selects the satellite. Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Alright, close that out. Close that out. Save. Move the transfer vehicle back over here. Save like this. Move that out here. And for now, what I'm going to do is dock the fuel trucks. We're going to need to refuel the pad. So we need the fuel trucks out here. We need 3 fuel trucks. So let's get that done now, and we're going to go for another flight tonight. Put Billy in there. There we go. Let's go. Why do you move the vehicles outside of the building area? So they don't move up onto the pad is the reason? Watch. Watch where it plops the vehicle down, Owl. Man, you do this from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. every day. I've shifted the schedule a little bit since then, Hando. I've shifted everything to the left a little bit. It's 12 to about 10, 11 o'clock during the week. Fridays and Saturdays go from basically 4 to 4. Yeah. I stream, dude. I believe in hard work. Stream a lot. You couldn't do it? Oh, come on, man. It's just playing video games. That's what everybody says, right? No, it's just playing video games. Yeah, you don't have a hard drive. You're just playing video games all day. Yeah, okay. Try doing it for 12 hours every day. Then we'll talk. I'll be like, screw all of you. I'm not streaming it. Yeah, no, dude, it's freaking, dude. You don't get me wrong. Anytime I have a conversation telling people about how difficult this is, people say, oh, yeah, but you just play video games all day. I'm like, wow. Imagine weighing in on a conversation where you have no idea what you're talking about. And you know I love that. You know, it's like, wow, all right, man. Yeah, just playing video games all day, right? Yep, I'll just get back to playing video games all day, bro. No, don't get me wrong. It's not, I'll be honest with you, it's not the hardest job around. It requires a lot of commitment, but it ain't the hardest work. I've worked jobs that are harder than this. This is a fun job. I enjoy it, and that has a lot to do with it, Hand, you know? Alright, start refueling the pad. Gotta have the personality. I don't. And how I like to talk about it, dude, is streaming is like work. It's actually like cooking. To be honest with you, it's like cooking. Some people do it to get paid. Other people do it because they enjoy it. But if you're going to do it, if you're going to do it to get paid, if you want to make it your job, it's like working in a restaurant. So now you're playing Hell's Kitchen here, all right? It gets tougher in that regard, you know. But if you know, there's chefs out there that know how difficult it is, right? And you know, there's chefs out there that know how difficult it is, and they still do it. You know why they do it? They do it because they love it. Same deal here. I'm in that regard, I'm the Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri! I like muscle cars, and I like working on the thing here. You know, we're gonna take you right to Space Town, baby. Here on Triple E JSA. Alright, one fuel truck down. Man versus Delta V. Yeah, right? What are you? What are you? I'm an idiot, Sam. You're an idiot sandwich. What is this? It's freaking raw. It's freaking raw. What's the matter with you? I don't know, man. Also, when you get sick of a video game, you can just normally stop playing. Yeah, this makes video games your job, dude. And I hope that people can see how that would get annoying really fast. You ever play KSP in your free time anymore? Free time. Free time. What does that mean? Nah, foo, not really. I don't really play it in my free time. Never. But that, like, when you play it 50 hours a week already, dude, what more do you want? You know? Free time? Kerbal's my job. I don't need to. I get my satisfaction out of Kerbal every week by playing it. Nah, we're good. I'll be honest with you guys. Early hours and after hours is probably what I would be doing if I, well, I shouldn't say that. Early hours would be what I would be doing anyway. Like, those are the games that I would be into right now. Like Minecraft, Starbase, you know, racing, GTA, stuff like that. That would be what I would be doing if I just had a regular job. But honestly, KSP would be in that rotation. But yeah, I mean, I don't need to play KSP in my spare time, dude. I get plenty of KSP. I get my fix every week, dude. Yeah, man, you gotta like religiously love streaming to do it as a job. Really, you have to, like, ask anybody. You have to really appreciate it. Is there a job that would make you stop streaming and do that instead? There isn't many, Dino. I'll bet you can guess what those jobs would be. Absolutely. So crazy to think 632 people watching a grown man play a video game. Explain this to someone 30 years ago. Well, I mean, I tell a story, dude. It's not just me playing the game. Active chat and good discussions make it infinitely easier. Why do you think I have you guys involved? Duh. Why do you think I ask you for design decisions, man? Yeah, G-Bag, that's true. Yeah, if you have an active chat, oh yeah, it's way easier. Way easier. Time flies by. You'll lose, like, to the point where you lose track. And space news going long. But sometimes I do that on purpose. I go with the flow. Because you love us. Yeah. I mean, you know, I like mission mode to tell the story and all that. You know, that's all fine and dandy. But the other thing to remember, fellas, is that this, you know, I am just playing a video game at the end of the day. Sometimes I find myself taking Kerbal way too seriously. To the point where, like, when the SSDO blew up on the pad, it ruined my day. I logged off of the stream. I'm like, I hate myself so much right now. Ugh. But, you know, that it works in both ways, you know. It's give and take, because taking the game seriously is what makes the content good. But I also have to make sure that I'm not giving myself an ulcer from freaking from playing too much. Like, I have to find the balance. Development cycles really stress me out, especially with the SSTO, to the point where I'm unironically cursing out viewers, like what happened the other day. And that's not that's not excusable behavior. But they do stress me out. Getting this SSTO up and over the hill, so to speak, has been very, very difficult. It does stress your boy out a little bit, but hey, that's part of the battle. You know what I mean? You know, if it was easy to do, everyone would do it. I'm good, T-Man. Yeah, man. Yeah, gotta unplug sometimes. Yep. And that's why, Han, like on Sundays, I do not touch the computer. I don't get near any electronic device on Sundays. I detox. It's very rare that I'll go and I'll do work and go and try to read what's going on with space unless there's a launch or something. Sunday is my day away. Like, last Sunday, I went to the beach. I didn't take my phone with me, and I sat on a beach and did this for like 3 hours. Just caught up on the VOD. Good job bringing her home. Thanks, Cosmic. Where's the sunburn? No sunburn. Farmer's tan? Absolutely. No sunburn, though. Yeah, look at the muscles and look at all this flab. We have to get rid of the flab. No, you're soft. Are we close to voting on operational missions for the SSTO? MC, I think I'm gonna grind out stuff with the small SSTO until I can get the SSTO operational financially. I think that's the right move. I might need another week. I'm serious. I might need another week of just grinding out small stuff with the SSTO so I can better get used to operations with this. I think that probably would be the right move. Some of chat wind you up, so they deserve the blowback that they get. Yeah, they're dicks. They like doing that. Swishio, I'm looking at you, you frick. Vaffanculo, amico. Yeah, it's alright, though. It's fine. You got... Don't mention SLS being trapped, bro. I will go the frick off. I will go off. Don't you dare talk bad about rockets in here. Don't you dare talk bad about rockets in here. I will lyrically frick you up. Oh man, yeah. Dude, I can't tell inflection in text sometimes, dude. I don't know if people are just coming in here and be like, SLS sucks. Or if they're like, SLS actually sucks. I don't, like, dude, that's why I did what I did when you said it. I'm like, oh hell no. Oh hell no, I'm not taking that crap up in here. You know? Orange rocket, bad. Boy, yeah, no, I try to unplug, dude. I try to not get too far up my own butt, you know what I mean? Han, that's the other reason why I constantly say I'm an idiot, dude. You gotta, like, yo, Siri's gotta take himself down a peg or two every once in a while, dude. Because if I don't do it, I'm gonna get all of it. Oh, no, I play video games, bro. Like, you know, I've seen some things. Like, and then people are like, yeah, okay. Bye, you know, the shuttle sucks. Oh, RB, if you think the shuttle sucks, the joke is truly on you. Core stage 2 forward skirt. Oh, that's beautiful. Don't poke the bear. Don't do that. Yeah. No, I always take myself down a peg or two, or at least I try to, dude, because, look, Here's the thing, man. It's really easy to get wrapped up in streaming and get wrapped, like, it's really easy to get up your own tail. You know what I mean? It's really simple. Like, it's not, you can get up your own tail and you can think you're better than everybody, and it's really easy to fall into that mentality. You know, because, oh, look at all these people that come and watch me. I'm so important. Like, that's why I take myself down a peg or two all the time. Because you see it all the time. You see people think they're hot crap and stuff. Oh, yeah, frick off. I thought about it after the SLS thing. I would have loved to see a next-gen shuttle. I mean, Starship is basically that, dude. Starship's basically that, Han. That's why I'm hype on Starship, dude. I want Starship to go just as bad as SLS. I need Starship to vindicate my space shuttle. As an old school shuttle fan, Starship needs to work. It is imperative that it works, just so I can get schadenfreude when everybody's like, no, but you can't do that. You can't just make a reusable spacecraft. Ha 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 ha. Starship, go brrr. Immensely complex and high risk, go brrr. You know. We should fix the problems on Earth first. Yeah, that's the mentality that we had when we canceled the Apollo program. How did that turn out? Oops. Yeah. Oh, terrible? Yeah, okay. Yeah, let us do it this time. They tried to fix the problems on Earth when they got rid of Apollo. How did that work? Now it's our turn. Bad. It turned out bad. But yeah, man, I try to keep everything into perspective. That's really freaking important. Earth has problems? Nah, everything's just sunshine and rainbows right now, right? And everybody in the chat went, what? What? It is? Really? This is fine. This is fine. Nope, and nope, I'm not weighing in. I'm not weighing in on that. I'm not weighing in on it. The hell no. Nah, son. Not today. Nope. Not touching that one, bro. I'm not weighing in. I'm not doing it. It's too sad. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. It's just next subject. Oh no. Nope. I'll just be over here. I'll take Bo Burnham's advice and not weigh in on every single thing ever. Nope. You know, I usually say not to bury your head in the sand on that one, but I'm going to be over here. I'm going to bury my head in the sand, and I'm going to make a sandcastle on top of it, okay? So how about those jets? Nice. Okay, jokes now. All right. Yeah, jokes. Sorry, I slid that. It's all good, man. I know. It's sad. But, yeah, the Jets. Good jokes. You want to hear another joke? Here, I got one. The Yankees. Boom! Roasted. All the Yankee fans just went, I'm sorry, what? Imagine not being a space streamer and trying to tell people about asteroid mining. Brimo, no. I can't do it. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't make me do it. Don't do it. Are you okay? Don't. Dude, I heard there was another streamer. I won't say their name. Brimo, don't worry about it. There was another streamer who was talking about asteroid mining and how, and this was not a space stream, okay? There's another streamer that was talking about asteroid mining, and they were talking about how asteroid mining makes no sense. And I kind of got a little upset. I'm like, what? Oh man, I got a little mad. Primo and I were watching the stream, and it's very, yeah, nope. I was like, That's not how any of this works at all. Your last, what's up, dude? Who was it? No, we good. Did you hear that the same... I don't want to hear that, Jack. I said don't talk about it, man. So, like, what did this person say? We need to go figure out what asteroids... Asteroid mining is difficult. What did he say? He said asteroid mining is difficult because we need to go figure out which asteroids have materials by bouncing EMF off of them. Electromagnetic waves, to figure out which asteroid has what metals on it. And then we have to, once we find that, it's difficult to get something all the way out there and back. And I'm like... I'm alright. Yeah, I'm like, that's, okay. And then it's not even worth it because, the amount of, you need to refuel at the asteroid to get home. And then then you have to bring the resources back down to the surface of Earth, and I'm just like, stop it, stop that, stop what you're doing, stop. My brain hurts. Ow. And they're like, yep, that's why we're never gonna asteroid mine. And I'm like, ow. My face, it hurts. So, if we're gonna asteroid mine, we can figure out what asteroids have what metals on it using a phenomenon called gas spectrography. All right. So what we do is we don't bounce radar off of an asteroid. That's not how that works at all. What we do is we use a telescope. We look at it with a telescope. And we try to get the right phasing of the asteroid with the telescope, so when the asteroid gets backlit by a star or something, right? It could be there's a bunch of different ways to do it, right? Basically, when something in space is facing towards the sun, it's going to heat up, right? When it heats up, it can melt stuff and it releases gases, right? And we see how the light is being distorted, and you can figure out what asteroids are made out of that way. That's how we image planets too. NASA does imaging that way. It's called gas spectrography, right? And we know what minerals are at what asteroid because of the Lucy mission and the Psyche mission. The Lucy mission is going to visit a couple of Trojan asteroids just to confirm those findings. And then the Psyche mission is going to the asteroid Psyche, which has like billions of dollars worth of rare earth metals on it. How do we know that? Because we looked at it, see how they... And then the other thing about if we're going to go mine asteroids, mining asteroids and bringing it down to the surface is stupid. You do your manufacturing in space. And then you bring down the stuff. Then you bring down the refined goods back down to Earth. Or preferably, you don't even do that. You live in low Earth orbit, and there's cities in Leo, right? And the Earth is one big national park. To preserve the climate, to preserve our home world, right? Like, that's the right way to do it. It's really, like, I was sitting there going, that's not how any of this works at all. Okay. Yeah, they're like, yeah, there's no money in it. There's no money in it. I'm like, that's, so you know, there was no money in building stuff overseas until about, 30 years ago when we figured out we could do that for a very inexpensive price. And then all of a sudden there was money in that. It's almost like markets are dynamic or something. I'm just sitting there going, oh dear. Okay. Who was saying that? Don't worry about it. I don't want to start a witch hunt, but yeah, we were Bruno and I were a little like, okay. Yeah, no, Thomas, it was a real surreal moment. I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't weigh in on space at all. I don't try to weigh in on, not this is a person's a medical streamer, but I don't weigh in on medical stuff. You know why? Because I don't know anything about that, okay? Only in the applications of space. I'm like, yep, okay, stay in your lane, bruh. Stay in your lane. I couldn't believe it. Oh, it was awkward. Yeah, it was awkward. Serious question though, how hard would it be to deorbit? Nah, you mine and manufacture in space, Owl. That's always been the plan. So my craft file got messed up when I pressed Control Z, or am I back to step 1? Reload. If you lose some steps, whatever, Mark, it just reload. Control Z breaks things. My wife wants to know how those Kerbals kids were doing when you had them stuck in space. They were fine. Nice, Jack. That's cool. Read last. Okay. Why do people think that space travel is like a car ride where yeah, I don't know, TJ. I don't know. That's the whole thing that I try to curb. I try to curb that stuff. I don't like believe in witch hunting people. That's not a good idea. That's really stupid. That's only going to backfire in your face. All I can do is just spit straight facts, dog. Hey, Admana, 70 months. In honor of the XB-70. Oh, yeah. One of the greatest planes ever designed. I'll tell you, Admana, you sold me on it. You sold me on it. That's a Chad tier. It's S tier all day. Yeah, exactly. And, saying that asteroid mining doesn't make sense, there's no money in it, we'll never do it, is like saying 10 years ago that reusable rockets don't make sense, which is why I thought this whole conversation was funny to begin with. I'm like, you really have no idea what you're talking about. Wow. That's something. If we provide more access to space, then people will be more educated in it. Plane's so cool. I live in Ohio, seeing the XB-70 at the museum. It's really, do you know what that thing does? XB-70s are insane. Admana wanted me to make one for the longest time, and then I made one and I read about what that thing does. It is actually ridiculous. It's a trimaran that flies through the air. So, when the XB-70 is out on the ground, right, this is what it looks like, okay? Also, this looks amazing, right? This looks really good. Look at the damn truck. Just on a side note, look at that damn truck. That's a 53 F100. Which one of these fits in this picture? Are we sure we got our... Is this plane a time traveler? I just wanted, like, I love this picture, and this is the reason why I love this picture. Look at the 53. You can tell it's a 53 because of the grill. 56 has a different grill. And then look at the... Which one of these looks like it belongs? Why the canards, though? The canards are for controlled with, control at higher altitudes and taking off and landing. They're there to basically balance the fact that she's tail heavy. They had to. They really didn't have a choice. And listen to this. This thing uses a phenomenon called compression lift, okay? So, see that split right there? You see how this is all sleek, right? And then you have a really, really jagged edge right there. That's on purpose. So, when you break the sound barrier, when you're going transonic here, or into supersonics, when you get into supersonics, your plane starts leaving wakes. They're called boundary layers. This is an actual picture. It's color corrected so you can see it a little bit better. This would have been shot in infrared in black and white. They put it on a red gradient to be able to see the change a lot more. Your plane leaves wakes like this. And I can tell you just by looking at this that this wake is actually in transonic because of the angle of the shock. The angle that this thing is pushing out these are basically just around the sound barrier. They're like at Mach 1.1, 1.2, somewhere in there. All right, these two T-38s, okay? So see how they leave a wake? Okay? Remember that. The XB-70, when it flies, all right, this thing creates a wake. It creates a huge wake. It's a jagged edge, but that's on purpose, okay? It's on purpose. The reason why they do that is because at higher speeds, all right, that wake is going to go underneath the wings, okay? Now, it's one thing to have it underneath the wings. That's fine, all right? But if you weren't flying it like this, that shock going underneath the wings doesn't do anything. Enter what the Valkyrie does when it's flying at higher speeds. The outside of the wings actually fold down. They fold to an anhedral configuration. And what it does is at higher speeds, this thing shoots that boundary layer into this wing. So the plane starts going fast enough where it shoots the boundary layer underneath here and it compresses under the wing. That's called compression lift. The compression lift allowed the XB-70 to fly nice and stable and straight at much higher altitudes. And because of this, it can use its 6 engines hanging out the back. I mean, you've seen it. It's got 6 freaking motors out the back. That's why it needs canards, because it's really tail heavy. It can use all 6 of those engines to go a lot faster. When you're up at higher altitudes, you usually need your engines to angle the wings up so they generate enough lift. Like, picture an airliner flying in your head. It's always flying like this, right? The 70 can just fly like this. It can fly straight. And in that regard, with the compression lift, it can go way faster. This thing can go faster than the SR-71, I'm convinced. They're called shocks, boundary layers. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ditchapit, it's late. You know I know what I'm talking about, all right? But yeah, there you go, shocks, you know. So it actually creates a ton of compression lift and it vectors that wake underneath it, and that allows the wings, which are really small and don't create a lot of drag to begin with, to generate insane amounts of lift at high altitude. The thing can go way faster than anyone could ever think. Yeah, that photo was right before 207 took a dive. Pretty crazy, right? It's insane, dude. It's a crazy piece of kit. It's a shame that that technology never went anywhere. Yeah, they were doing a photo op with 2 T-38s, an F4 and an F-104, and the F-104 tipped the wing, and the XB-70 did this, and the F-104 flipped over it. Yeah, it was bad. There was 2 prototypes built. One of them is still around. The other one, well, yeah. But yeah, XB-70s are insane. They are a ridiculous plane. It's a shame this tech never went anywhere. You could use this to, I mean, the design looks modern even by today's standards, guys. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, they stopped this and they began another bomber project to replace this after that project got canned, and they started this one. They replaced it with that. Where's that plane? Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Yeah, after the XB-70 went out, they replaced it with this thing. The B-1 program replaced the XB-70, that's right. And then the B-1 program promptly got canceled in the mid-70s. And then it was one of the only programs ever to get canceled and brought back and then expanded. They brought it back in the early 80s. See, look, produced 1973, 74, 1983 to 88. Yeah, they actually brought it back in the 80s. They were like, nah, you know what? We want this. We need these. How about a shuttle that uses compression lift? I don't see why a shuttle would need to maintain high altitude for long periods of time, T-Man, but yeah. Yeah, the B-1's pretty cool. This is a consolation prize. That's a pretty cool plane. Yeah, the B-1 is also very pog. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh. Fun fact about this. This and that were developed at the same company at the exact same time. And they share common avionics. Yep. The advanced fly-by-wire systems from the B-1 found their way into the space shuttle. Rockwell International built both of these. Rockwell. Nice. And now here's a word from Rockwell themselves.
Here at Rockwell Automation's World Headquarters, research has been proceeding to develop a line of automation products that establishes new standards for quality, technological leadership, and operating excellence. With customer success as our primary focus, work has been proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only provide inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument, comprised of Dodge gears and bearings, Reliant electric motors, Allen Bradley controls, and all monitored by Rockwell software, is Rockwell Automation's retroencabulator. Now basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it's produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented. The main winding was of the normal Lotus O deltoid type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator. Every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible Tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters. Moreover, whenever fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal depleneration. The retroencabulator has now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Milford trunnions. It's available soon wherever Rockwell Automation products are sold.
A drawn reciprocating dingle arm. It's not cheap, but I'm sure the government will buy it. Okay. The OG is still the best.
For a number of years now, work has been proceeding in order to bring perfection to the crudely conceived idea of a transmission that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument is the turboencabulator. Now, basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it is produced by the modial interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panametric fam. The latter consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented. The main winding was of the normal Lotus O delta type placed in panendermic semi-boloid slots of the stator, every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible Tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the Grammys. The turbo-encabulator has now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Nofertronians. Moreover, whenever a fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal repleneration. It's not cheap, but I'm sure the government will buy it.
Link, I got you. That's the turbo-encabulator. There you go. Words! Where are Rockwell products sold? At your local Rockwell product dealer for cookies. Ah, yes. That is English. Is that how I really sound when I'm explaining things? Oh dear. Oh dear. The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the system has developed a deviation and its variation, which is called error. That was the condensed version. It's looking good, Lunprod. Yeah, you're doing a good job. This one. Oh God. Are we also... Alright, fine.
Here at Rockwell's Automotive Operations, research has been proceeding to develop a line of heavy-duty transmissions that establishes new standards for reliability, durability, and quality, with customer needs as our primary focus. Work is proceeding on the crudely conceived idea of an instrument that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detectors.
All right, let's hook this thing up.
Would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument is the turbo-encabulator. This was the idea. 41 monastically spaced grouting brushes were arranged to fade into the rotor slipstream a mixture of high S-value phenyl hydrobenzamine and 5% remunerative tetraiodohexamine. As you may remember from your high school days, both of these liquids have specific peristocities given by the formula P equals 2.5 C times 6.7 over N, where N, of course, is the diethical evolute of retrograde temperature phase disposition, and C in that formula being Chalmondel's annular grid coefficient. Now, initially, N was measured, and here's where we had a great deal of trouble, with the aid of a metapolar refractive pilfrometer. And of course, for a description of that ingenious instrument that saved us a great deal of work, we referred to Dr. David Blumenstein's book, Zeitschrift für Elektrotechnische Statischer Donnerblitzer. That was Blumenstein's 7th volume, I believe. Up until now, nothing has been found to equal the transcendental Hopper datascope, and for that our engineers referred to the Peruvian Academy of Scatological Sciences, which I believe was
Scatological Sciences, bro!
1914, that meeting. Now, I understand that this description may sound a bit complicated to the lay ear, but even experienced electrical engineers will appreciate the difficulty of nubbing together a regurgitative pearl well and a supernative Wehnel sprocket. Indeed, this proved to be a stumbling block to further development. We were at our wits' end until, in 1984, it was found that the use of anhydrous nangling pins enabled a cryptonaptic bowling shim to be tankered. The turbo-encabulator has now reached a high level of development, and it's being successfully used in the operation of Nofertronians. Moreover, whenever a fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal depleneration. Now, we realize that $59 billion is a great deal of money, but we at Rockwell Automotive believe sincerely our customers are worth it. Thank you.
The Peruvian Institute of Scatological Sciences, obviously. What? Why? That's not... No, that's not needed for engineering, I don't think. I don't... I don't think that's how that works. Only 59 billion. We could, you know, why save 30 billion when we could save 59 billion? Well, no, when we could spend 59 billion, obviously. All right. It looks like we're getting a little bit of drift off the pad here. Not ideal. Oh, that's not good. Don't explode. Don't you explode on me. Okay, what's the orientation on the vehicle? Okay, +1 at 181.3. It's a little bit crooked, just a teeny bit, but I mean, it's not cheap, but I'm sure the government, damn it, I'm sure the government will buy it. All right, did I lock out? Yeah, okay, perfect. What's the mission? Do we have a mission command? What's the mission? The mission is to successfully use the turbo encabulator in the operation of No for Trunnions, dude. Do I have to think of everything? No, a SAT contract. John, even after that, the lunar mission, out to the lunar mission and back, and I did rotate the crew off the station. We still don't have enough. We still don't have enough to get the big one going. I need to make about 400K more if I really want to comfortably launch that thing. So we have about 326 right now. I need that to get up to be up to, actually to about 1 million. Yeah, so we're gonna try to get this we have to get this one going. We have to do another operational mission tonight if I want to get what I need.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Oh crap, we're not aligned. Okay, I'm going to need to unlock this for a second, and everything should align itself. There we go. Dougie! 12-month reset. Thanks for the education and the entertainment. I got you, man. Make the primary docking node. Alright, cool. Alright, so now we lock out the launch table again. Okay, good. Alright, SSDO is aligned. Perfect. It was like this. It was docked like this, and then I undid it, and it realigned with the docking port. Yeah, I like the small SSDO, but I have to keep using it, guys. I really don't have a choice. I'm serious. I don't have a choice in the matter. We gotta keep using. We gotta keep using it if we want to get that big SSDO up and running. And I'm thinking it might be better to keep going until we can pad the funds. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't vote on what you guys want to do. I was thinking, fellas, resume the lunar missions and basically finish where we left off. But that still is going to need a deadline, you know? But in the meantime, I'm going to need to run SAT missions with this thing. It only costs 10K. 10,000 to launch it. That's it. Really, Elfish. Are you doing a long weekend for Labor Day? I have no idea. I don't know, man. Maybe. Alright. Yeah, we gotta keep going, dudes. We gotta go. We gotta keep going. I gotta keep doing missions with this thing. Just trying to find any time that would... No. No. I don't think I have anything for the rest of August. Except for launches and stuff. Alright, we gotta get the crew tank out of there. You and Brimo could drive up and load up the car onto it. How much is it? Oh, it's in Michigan. 200 G's? Yeah. A little out of my price range, dude. Have you sent something to Minmus? Yes, I have. That's right, take the boat pill? Yeah, F that. Primo would kill me. Actually, revise that. She wouldn't kill me. I could buy a boat, but I would need a place to put it. If I had a place to put it, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But, you know, there's this whole house thing that I need, Dish, and that's unfortunately a little bit out of reach right now. Here's what I think we should do. Use the small SSTO to pad funds for the big one. Once we do get the big one, we deliver a large amount of fuel to the space station with the lunar missions. Yeah, I think using them in conjunction is a good idea, Just Space. Just convince her it's the perfect pleasure craft. Yeah. No. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I think using them in conjunction, Ares 1, Ares 5 style is probably the best. Yeah, it's probably the best way to do this. I'm just pulling the crew tank that just sent Kerbals up out here. The landing craft is here in Hampton, and that's where JB Langley Eustace is. Well, why don't you buy it then? You don't have room in your yard, of course? Oh, jeez. Funny how that works. It is an AC that you hear in the background, Liam, yes. I have to keep my equipment cold, and I live in an older apartment building that does not have air conditioning. In the winter, it's no problem. I just turn the fan on. But in the summer, if ambient temperature goes over 90 degrees, that AC can't exchange the heat very well. Yeah, it gets to be a little bit of a pain. Okay. Let's pick up the dispenser and the satellite. If they have headphones on, Corsi, they could probably hear it, man. Yeah, that's going on. It's very faint, but yeah. I mean, the air conditioner ain't the best for acoustics, but then again, I don't have central air conditioning. I'd really like to do that whole buy a house thing. That would be really useful. Yeah. Yeah, that would be useful. All right, looks like we're off alignment slightly. So here, let me... $89.7 and yep. Okay. All right, payload is out here. Let's put the payload into the vehicle here. I hear it when I have you on the TV. Interesting. We want Yolanda, I mean EJ. Come on, be cool with me, baby, be cool. Nice. Nicer. Can we just appreciate what's going on here? I'm swapping payloads out on an SSTO that I've flown... Well, this will be its 10th flight without... 10th flight, I reused it. I refurbished it after 7. So... Sweet. Payload is installed. And I've used the launch complex a bunch of times. Fellas, once again, what I'm thinking about how hydraulic drift works is that as long as you can brace the thing, you have to make like a cradle to hold it up. If you can make a cradle to hold it up, it won't drift as much as you think. So how'd the designer go? Everything figured out? I have structure stuff pretty much under control, someone. I'm going to give it another shot again tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll just give it a shot again tomorrow morning and we'll see where we can go from there. Yeah, I've come a really long way. And just as I predicted, mission mode with deadlines accelerated pad progression into overdrive, dude. In a year, I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've made 5 pads, 5 rockets, 5 operational vehicles. That would have taken me, previously with the old mission mode rules, I would have had 1. When's the next truck stream? I'm not sure, SBR. I'm not sure. This Monday schedule is really screwing with me. I have to adjust to it with the truck stream and stuff. Okay. Cool thing about this is that I can close this all up. Well, that was the idea, to teach just base, I suppose, so. Okay, close out the payload bay. Glebliz. Don't you go falling on me, baby. There we go. Never skip helmet day, guys. Should probably come up with a little more elegant system than this, but this one works. And it works really well. We should do that. Glebless is very strong. But then again, it really depends. Like, if I had a hydrostatic bearing design on this one, and the bearings are very, very well engineered, you could push it, sure. Think about, like, those missile doors, like, in a missile silo. The big vault doors, you could push them with a finger. You know why? Because it's well engineered. Strong as Derek, nice. Crane's getting a little misaligned. Guys, we turned this thing around real fast. I mean, we were messing around listening to Turbo Encabulator videos and still got this done on time. Coefficient of friction. Rolling resistance is what you're looking for. If they were on train wheels someone, like metal on metal, very low rolling resistance, that would work. That's why buildings, and that's why the Russians move their rockets on trains, and that's why buildings around the launch site are moved on train tracks. Very low rolling resistance. It's easier. It's literally easier. You have less rolling resistance because metal on metal doesn't create a lot of friction unless you're going fast. And they don't go fast, right? With that being said, Glebless, you and I can't push the transporter erector with a Falcon 9 on it. You know what I mean? You'd need an airport tug. And with that, you know, taking all that into account, Glebless is as strong as a damn airport tug. She's literally moving a 300-ton hangar with a crane attached to the top. Ford exploited that with their electric F-150 pulls 1 million pound train stunt. And the truth of the matter is, is that yeah, of course, you could probably tow that, but that has frick all to do with tow rating, man. Like, okay, so, like, remember, I don't know, dude, you may have been too young for this, and I don't mean that in a derogatory. You remember when the Toyota Tundra pulled the space shuttle, and they were like, look, you can even pull a space shuttle. Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah, how long can you do that before the transmission grenades itself? Look, I know that Toyota makes durable stuff as much as the next guy, but how long are you going to do that before the transmission literally just voids itself out on the pavement? You're going to burn the transmission up real fast. It's that same thing with the electric F-150. Great, you can pull a 1 million pound freight train. And don't get me wrong, that is pretty damn impressive. But also at the same time, how much battery charge are you going to get from that? How much before the electric motors completely overheat? And the thing just catches on fire. Was that back in 2012? Yeah. Tundra towed Endeavor around. Towed it through Los Angeles, which is pretty cool. The transmission will grenade itself, dude. It'll get too hot. Because, yeah, it has oil to cool it, right? But what happens when the oil gets too hot? If you can't exchange the heat given off by the transmission fast enough, the transmission will just be like, you know what? I'm a transmission right now, but I don't want to be a transmission anymore. I want to be on fire, you know? That's why those trucks, the Toyota Tundra and the electric F-150 are rated to pull like maybe 10,000 pounds on a good day. You know, like they'll destroy themselves. Hey, Switz, how you doing? I'm getting ready to launch my space plane here. How are you? I just got to move the hangar out of the way. A pile of metal shavings. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Very vaguely remember that. I would have been 7 or 8 at the time. Yeah. It just says that I'm old, man. Seriously, I don't mean to be a dick. kids don't understand how cool the shuttle actually was, man. People say, like, oh, EJ, use the shuttle. Like, dude, shuttle launches were magical. Hopefully Starship can capture some of that fire. Dial-up was not awesome. That's, you know, people get nostalgic for the past, myself included. That's one thing that I don't miss. Screw dial-up. Yeah, we don't need that. And you know what? Screw DSL as well. Those suck. Yeah, we don't... Yeah, no. That's... Yes. Yeah, no joke. Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah. Yeah, be lucky you missed out on that. That sucked. Not fun. Hey, I haven't tuned in about a week. I see the big SSDO works. Ian, it works. But I went to put one on the pad and it promptly exploded on the pad. And I only had enough money to operate this, so I decided to ramp up small SSDO operations because, yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah, the big one is way bigger than this. AOL discs were the best coasters. Yep, that's the small boy. Ian, the big one works. The small one works great, dude. It's crew rated. I rotated a crew off the space station, man. We are good. We're operational with the small one. That thing has flown 10 flights. 7 of them without refurb. I flew 7 and then I decided to refurb it. And we're on the 3rd flight now without refurbishment. And it's getting... Dude... Elon is freaking, like, Elon's right, man. He's right. Fly it. Fly the freaking thing. Fly it. The hell with the analysis. Fly it. Fly it and fly it more. Fly it again. Fly it again. It really, really, really makes a difference. I'm grinding cash out with the baby one till we get the big one operational so I can pad the funds a little bit. I need to make a truck to fix this. This has taken the entirety of the integration time. Fly it while it's flying. Fly 2. Fly 6. Fly 10. Yes, 10 because we're really hungry. There you go, Switz. Cool. The crane really likes to misalign itself. It likes to misbehave, but that's okay. All right. Okay, Billy. See, there's a crew tank in here, Ian. Take a look. And that's moved Kerbals into space and back. I'm just going to keep it in the payload truck over here for the time being. Karate. Yep. I love karate. I love money. I hate all of you. All right. Okay. We are pretty much ready to go. Let's check our alignment here on the vehicle. This needs to be pretty much coplanar with the docking ports back there. So we're 0.8. Okay. What's the aft docking port connection here? All right. Let's take the gear down. Interesting. We're a little bit misaligned, but that's not... Ah, yes. Okay. Pull that sucker down. There we go. Alright, lock that sucker out right there. Alright. There we go. Okay. Guys, let's get ready to lift this thing. So, we have to make our debug, make sure the debug controller is off. The rotational controller needs to be in reverse or forward control on. T rotational controller forward on. Master controller. That needs to be back here and it needs to be enabled. Perfect. Did you go over your checklist? Yep. Lock out or unlock that. Unlock that. Okay. All right. Go for vertical. Hydraulics are tensioned. We go for the Luft. Yeah, baby. Oh, cool. Dude, this is my favorite part. It's like... Good to go. You know? This is the best part, dude. This is what makes this so dang cool. We actually made a transporter erector that works. Third time using this thing, guys. No recovery. What's the mission? Minmus. Minmus mission. The crew access arm is drifting a little bit, and that kind of sucks, but it's alright. We have a probe in there. I got a sat probe here for Curbulator. I think. Here, let me take a look. Curlington wants me to shoot a satellite out to polar orbit around Minmus. And then I also have a satellite contract. This should net us about 100K. Okay. Reset the alignment brackets. Alignment brackets are reset. What's the next transfer window for Duna? I don't know. You could see year 4, day 300. You could check it out if you want. But we still need a deep space network, guys. That's probably what we should work on after. I'm going to need a plane to do that. Excuse me, have you seen this? I believe you'd be genuinely interested. Okay. That's a weird one. Alright, what is this? I don't know this plane. Cargo pod comes off and it rolls away. Interesting. It looks like a locomotive. Ha! Well, look at that. That's so KSP, dude. That's the most Kerbal thing I've ever seen. That is the most Kerbal thing ever. I love it. I could make, yeah, dude, we could make that, no problem. It's so strange. Yeah, we can make this. It'd be easy. It's the Fairchild XC120 prototype. It just has a removable, cargo bay. That's really cool, Fun Sister. I have the chopper version of this, Shady. That's right. That's really cool, man. It's such an interesting idea. Yeah, I know what it is because the logo is on the front, on the nose there. Yeah, Fairchild, yeah. I mean, Republic and Fairchild, a little later down the road, thought it'd be good to build a freaking flying minigun with wings, so... Yeah, the same company that engineered the A-10 engineered this. That should tell you everything you need to know. Hey, guys, how about we make a school bus that the plane picks up and moves? All right. Let's build a plane around the school bus, okay? Turbo. Yeah, that's very Fairchild. If anyone wants to read about it, the XC120 pack plane. Yeah, that thing is really... Dude, it's so weird looking. It looks like a P-38 and an XB-70 had a kid. That is so strange. Oh, there's the Chad tier plane. Boxcars are freaking cool, dude. Those things are so useful. Wasn't Boeing working on something similar for passenger? I'm pretty sure that was a Lockheed project, Chimp. Yeah, I knew I recognized those tails. It's based off of the C-119. That's a cool plane. Super underrated. It was kind of an interim design. But those things were really cool. They eventually got replaced with a C-130 down the road, a lot further down the road. I've seen them. Yep, I've seen one of these things. There's one sitting at Pima. That would be cool, man. That'd be a cool plane to have. I don't think there's many around though. Oh. That thing is wicked cool. I don't want to talk about it, Swishio. Dude, I don't want to talk about it. It's too sad. All right.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
You gotta give credit to the engineering. Yeah, no, that's great, Swishio. But I basically just said I don't want to talk about it, and you said, yeah, but what about it? I get it. Yeah, no, it's awesome. That's it's a diamond in a huge, gigantic pile of poop that I just don't want to talk about, man. Sorry. All right. So, when are you launching? Pretty much now. All right, guys, let's get ready for a launch. Let's go. This is my first launch for Curlington. This is a Mark 0 Sat R2. Curl 1. Orbital parameters, we're just going to 85 by 85, and then sat deploy to min miss. Okay, get our launch time. Let's coordinate a T0 here. So we're year 4, day 300, 05, 19, 37. No, not 19. We need to go, let's go 30 on the dot. Should be enough time. Crew, not applicable. Payload mass is 400 kilos. It's very similar to a payload that we launched previously. Complex 1A, this is the third launch from this pad. 115 launches total from this launch complex. This is the third flight. Third flight post-refurb. This is the 10th flight total for SN10. This is a commercial... Okay. All right, we're good to pick up the count here. Launching and landing on the same day. I have to show that this thing's rapidly reusable. Let's do it. Engine checkout is nominal. Okay. Let's start to fuel it. We need six forward tanks here. Hey, thanks, Omni. Mark II fuselage right there. Okay. We still have some residual left over, but that's okay. Not a bad problem to have. I'm gonna keep going with that fuel and send it right back up. Okay, now I need 4 X-32s over here and 4 X-16s to make sure that all tanks are open on the vehicle. Hey Omni, 77-month resub, dude. Thank you very much. Man, when you think about it, dude, that's a long time. I appreciate all the support, guys. I really do. I've said it once again. Said it 1,000 times. Probably sound like a broken record at this point, but it's pretty insane that you guys have supported me for that long, in a good way, and I do appreciate it. Okay, we are going to begin ground umbilical chill down here. Opening up the pad, enabling crossfeed. Started me down my career path. Might as well return the favor. Wow. Really? Oh, that's pretty cool. It's DMCA. Absolutely DMCA. Just base. I'm not even... Nah, it's not even worth it. Sorry, man. Okay, we've begun the fueling process. We're at 50%. We can time warp. I know we can time warp through this, so I'm not worried. Okay, vehicle is fully fueled. We're sitting at T-minus 3 minutes and counting. We're going to do a fuel equalization, and then we will retract the strong back in preparation for the final 2-minute count resume. Sad boy. Play it on your side. Got it. Even if I have less time to watch industrial engineering, that's cool, man. Industrial engineering's dope, dude. It's really cool. I find that one really... You're playing Factorio in real life. It's pretty fun. I think I started watching my sophomore year of high school, currently on your senior year of college. Jesus Christ, when you say it like that, Omni, now I just feel old. Now I just feel old. Oh, crap. That might be a thing. I am going bald after all. Dude, I'm having trouble dealing with this. You know, I'm having trouble dealing with that. I'm like, oh, on one hand, I don't really care, but on the other hand, it's like, holy crap. Me being bald, that's a thing? That can happen? Why? Alright. Anyway, game face, let's go. Okay, stand by for strong back retract. She isn't locking. It's not good. Okay, closing out the master rotational control. Reversing the TE. We go for retract. Closing out the rotational controller. Let's try to lock it one more time. I hate it when this happens. Come on. Alright, well, are we docked down here? Because if we're docked down here, then it's okay. It's not a problem. We are. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's a hold from me here. Yeah, we're gonna hold on the count here. The vehicle is bending. What in the hell is happening here? What the heck caused that? The hierarchy is broken. Alright, scrub the mission, beginning fuel purge. We have begun fuel purge on the systems. We've begun emergency fuel dumping procedure. Fuel is draining. Scrub the mission. Something went wrong here, and I'm not exactly sure what it was. So strange. I can't dump faster, dude. Yeah, bring the strong back up. I've never seen this phenomenon before, guys. It's definitely strange. I'm not 100% sure why it decided to toilet bowl around the vehicle around like that. I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen any vehicle do this before. I'll tell you, this is hierarchy. My hierarchy struts didn't align correctly, and I'm not sure why. It's picking up root part somewhere else. The root part definitely isn't on the SSDO, because if it was, these struts would have run to it.
Go at throttle up.
Alright, well, we're definitely not launching tonight, guys. I have to figure out why this did this. Sorry. I have to scrub this. This is going to take a while to figure out. And we do have a hierarchy issue. Once again, I don't even need to look at the auto struts to be able to tell you that my auto struts that usually run from here to there aren't working correctly. If they were, it would be working like heaviest right here. Hey Flykin, 23 months. It's a long time. Yep. SVI check. What? SVI check? What are you talking about? The wing is not designed for SVI. This is. And no, it's I haven't changed anything. Frick did that happen? Yeah, I think it's just because the hierarchy is messed up. All right, drain the fuel. I'm going to scrub for the night, and I just want to make sure that we know exactly why this happened. I'm pretty sure I understand the reason, but why can't we transfer? We can't transfer fuel now? What's going on here? Yeah. It's all right, Chimp. Work the problem. So it's a hierarchy thing. I didn't do a hierarchy check, but that's... So here's the thing. It should be... The hierarchy should be fine, because ship should be taking priority, but there's clearly something with the small SSTO where it thinks the pad is the root priority, even after we undock the crane. Which is okay. All right, that's fine. I can figure something out, whatever's going on there. Now, that's not a checklist thing, fellas. It's not. It's not a checklist thing. That should be a vehicle. That's like saying I filled the thing up with fuel and the fuel gauge is reading E. Understand? It's something is broken. Well, not broken, but something is not doing what I want it to do. This isn't a checklist thing. This is an automated function. You know, you don't need to build a fuel gauge every time you want to fill the car up with gas. This is something that should have happened automatically. But it didn't happen automatically this time. And I'm really, really wondering why. Well, the good news is that we didn't dump. We dumped fuel, but I didn't dump enough to need another fuel truck out here. All right. Not locking out the launch table probably has, or the launch box probably has a lot to do with it. Or the fact that it wouldn't lock out. Oh, now you want to lock out. All right, I see how it is. Come on. Maybe it's something related to the probe. Undocking and docking something post SSTO dock to the pad maybe had something to do with it. Come on, I got you to go twice. Let's go. Come on. Nope. Guess not. Alright, refasten the TE. Latching pin. Of course, it's totally misaligned. Great. Why wouldn't it be? Didn't like us loading up. Yeah, 619. Starbase is cool. Good game. I'm gonna play it again for early hours tomorrow, so. Oh, I had it! Ah, I clicked too many times. No, no! I always click too tight. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, now it went on the first try. Damn it. Come on, you. And intermittent. Come on. Why? We need to lock this. This pin needs to be locked out, or else, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why it was sloshing. This pin didn't lock out. Ready? And oh. If I click harder, it'll do it. Ready? I'm fine. Damn you, ice cream. Come to my face. Why did I click? Why did I click? Why did I click? What am I doing? That's a good sign to stop. No, 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 why do I click so many times? Oh my god, I suck at this. Oh my goodness. Alright, ready? And... Oh! I got it! Yes! Stop! You just stay there. You stay there and you don't cause any ruckus, you piece of junk. Okay. Alright. We will launch this first thing tomorrow when we load up KSP. I'm just gonna leave it. It'll be fine. Hang on. Yeah, that controller should've. I forget. Now the thing's all borked up and banged up, and now it's tilted. The thing is tilted to the right. It's doing that slightly. It's like where my hand is, like this. Just came in. What's the mission? I scrubbed one. I scrubbed one. We'll try again tomorrow. The thing started doing this on the pad. The SSTO started moving around because the auto struts didn't attach in the way that I anticipated. Now they should. Now it should be fine now that I got the table to lock out. I'm worried though because the SSTO is crooked. It's crooked off the pad. It's gonna go this way. It's gonna go off the pad and slew to the right a little bit and then go up. It should be okay. I mean, I guess. The problem is pretty much fixed. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea. It's a satellite deploy, All right. Let's see what it does. Do I have enough fuel? I think I do. Let me check. $290. I need a fueling truck. Just barely, by like maybe 100 units of fuel. Guys, yeah, I gotta put a fueling truck out. We need just a little bit. We don't have enough to fill it up. Just a little bit, too. We're like, yeah, maybe 100 units short. All right. I'll call it. We'll get the fueling truck out first thing tomorrow morning, fellas. I'm going to go at this with a fresh brain, so I'm just going to leave this right here. I dumped the fuel water. Yeah, I dumped it. I didn't drain. Yeah. Yeah, we'll scrub out. We'll launch tomorrow. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I just don't... You see me trying to click that stupid thing? Like, eventually your brain gets fragmented too hard. I've done enough today. So let's go... Let's pay it forward. And, let's see. You guys want to keep watching Kerbal? You want to watch, You guys want to watch... We got...